Hey Alliance, my name is Marshall Street, and today we are recording live from my studio. And I'm coming at you with a very special video here. And what it's going to be about is I'm telling a story. That's right, I have never told a story on any of my channels before, and this is a story which needs to be told. Not too many people know this story. It's a story. I personally love telling stories. I'm not really a storyteller, but you know, I love telling stories. But this one, I don't usually tell too often. There's actually only a couple people that know this, and who the story is mainly about, she doesn't even know it either. And when you hear she and you see what the name of the video is going to be, you'll be like, what? What's going on? This is crazy. So let's get right into it. I used to go to this church just 10-15 minutes up the road. It was in the middle of the ghetto, the complete hood. I don't know why I went there. I was scared every time I stepped out of my car, because, you know, me, I live in the suburban hood. Yeah, Fresh Prince of Palm-Air, holla at your boy. And, you know, you go a few minutes, you know, away from my suburban hood, and you're in the real hood. And, at this place, it was very nice. It was a very small church. Not too many people actually went to this church. I'm sorry if the hands are covering my face. Not too many people went to this church. It was a very nice church. It was like a small, closely knit family. Everybody knew each other. I was friends with the pastor, and, you know, if you go to a big church, you know that's most likely impossible. I was friends with the pastor and his family, and we'd go out to lunch, and, you know, we'd go over each other's houses. And I made some very nice friends. Some of those friends I'm still friends with today. So shouts to you. Everyone was very nice. The elders were nice. The people who went to the church. A lot of families went to the church. This story takes place when I was, 12 years old? And, gonna sound like I'm really young, but what I was told by someone who I look up to very much was that it doesn't matter what age the relationship is. It is if you're mature enough to handle a relationship. So it doesn't matter what age you are in a relationship. It matters how mature you are and if you're mature enough to handle the relationship. That's what defines a true relationship, no matter what age it is. Now, excuse me, my nose is itchy. Now, I have always been very mature. Most people don't get to see that side of me because it's always a big deal, and, you know, I'm always having fun, always having a good time. But what most people don't know about me is I'm actually very mature. At least I think so. And what adults tell me. I am able to think at a, you know, a very higher level than my friends. So, you know, I'm not dissing anyone. You know, I'm not, you know, not trying to call everyone out. Only my friends, of course. You know, those guys are. It doesn't even matter. You know, at that age of 12, I probably wasn't ready for a relationship. But, you know, I might have been. I don't know. Looking back on it, I truly do not know. But at every single age, you think you're ready for it. And then a year later, you look back at your old self and you said, wow, I was really stupid back then and I matured a lot now. So enough with the intro for this story. We're going to get right into it. At this church, I was going to the children's ministry at this church. I was 12 years old. There was a very, very nice, very pretty girl there. She was either my age or a year younger than me. I do not remember. And excuse me again. Shouts to everyone who actually said excuse you. But very nice, very pretty girl there. And I remember liking her for a very long time. I was liking her for maybe about 3 months. And growing up, I never had any success whatsoever when it came to girls. None at all. And this, because of this happening, I was very shy when it came to talking to girls that I liked. I had no problems talking to girls and being friends with girls. Most of my life, my main, friend group has been mainly, mostly girls. So when it came to actually asking out girls and talking to girls that I liked, I was very nervous around them, and asking them out was the hardest thing in the world for me. And it's taken me a lot to actually be able to talk to girls that I like and not be nervous around them, even though sometimes, I do get very nervous around girls, which I do like. But we all do. If you say you don't, you're a liar. Shout out to everyone who's actually still watching this video right now. I am very surprised you have watched 7 minutes into this video. So, shouts to you. And as I said, I was very, very shy. So I would never tell her that I liked her. I really liked this one girl a lot, but I never had the guts to actually tell her. So 3 months go by, and every single week I see her at church, I'm like, I'm gonna tell her, and I never did. There was one day I was going over to one of my best friends, who I'm still best friends with now, his house, and I remember that that I was going over to his house, and we were going to have a good time and talk and do all that stuff. And I remember walking into church that day, feeling pretty happy because I was going to my best friend's house. Remember when you were a little kid and you got to go over to your best friend's house and how excited you were? So that entire day I was just hype. I was hype. I walk into church, and the one girl, I do not remember her name, to be completely honest with you. I do not remember her name. Her best friend walks up to me and says, "Hey Marshall, can I talk to you?" And I say, sure, what is it? And she says, my friend, I do not remember her name, like I said, so let's just say Annabelle. Just putting out a random name there. Annabelle, I was talking to her, and she really likes you. I was like, what? Because up to this point, there had only been 2 girls that ever told me that they liked me. And one of them, I wanted nothing to do with, just because, she bullied me a lot, and then ended up telling me she liked me after that. Weird how the young mind works. And she told me, yes, Annabelle likes you. I was like, whoa, this is crazy. And she's like, she wants to be your girlfriend. And I was like, what? No, this is insane. I was super hype. And I said, tell her that I will go and talk to her. So she was all excited. She was giddy. She was, ready to go tell her friend, And she's like, you do like her, right? I'm like, yeah, of course I like her. And she's like, okay, good, just making sure. So I was like, yes. I remember sitting there and I was so happy. I was like, I'm gonna have my first girlfriend. It's gonna be exciting. It's gonna be happy. I was so ready for this moment. Being rejected by girls growing up. As young as I was. I guess that can't really count. She, no girl has ever told me that. She liked me. She thought I was, Whoa! Stupid phone! No other girl told me that she liked me or thought I was attractive or anything. So to hear this from the girl that I liked, the girl I liked for the last 3 months, was just crazy. So I walk over to her and I walk outside and she's on the playground and she's looking pretty as ever. Oh my gosh, guys, I can't even tell you. She's wearing this beautiful dress, looking stunning, absolutely stunning as usual. And her friend is with her and they're like on the jungle gym, and I go up and I start talking, and we start talking, and her friend is like, so don't you have something to tell Annabelle? And I looked at Annabelle and just a complete fear came over me. And I was I was terrified. Once I was afraid, I was terrified. And I didn't know what to do without you by my side. I think those are the lyrics, but I'm probably wrong. Annabelle, wasn't by my side at that time. And I was like, yes, I do. Annabelle. And I honestly just think I might have ran away. Ran away, Alliance. I just ran away, I think. It's been a while. I don't remember all the details. I haven't told the story in forever. So, I run inside and I'm scared and I don't know what to do. And, Annabelle's friend runs up to me and she's like, what are you doing? You idiot. What are you doing? You like Annabelle. She likes you. Go ask her out. And I was like, I don't know what to do. I like her so much. But this fear, this crippling fear of going that far, because I've never, actually ever had the opportunity to make a girl my girlfriend before. So I had no idea what to do. Alliance, I ended up just the entire church just avoiding her, not really talking to her. I talked to her a little bit, but I had no idea what to do. I liked her so much, but I was too afraid to tell her that I liked her and that I wanted her to be my girlfriend. So she was very hurt. She was confused. She's like, what's going on? Oh yeah, one thing about this girl is that she wouldn't show up to church that often. Every now and then she would. But then once I started to give her attention, she showed up every single week. Just the power of, Marshall Street. And she showed up every single week. And, so I, had this brilliant idea, of how about, what if, this is less scary this way. What if you told her that the only way you would go out with her is if her best friend went out with you too. What? Alliance, ya boy didn't know what he was thinking. Ya boy was stupid, he was dumb, he didn't know what he was thinking. So that's exactly what I told her. I will not go out with you unless your best friend goes out with me. And she was confused, she was dazed, she's like, what is going on here? This boy who likes me is telling me he'll only go out with me if my best friend goes out with me too? So she goes and tells her friend, and her friend comes back and she's like, I want to make my friend happy, but you know, I can't. Obviously. Idiot. So I remember Annabelle begging her friend, like, please do this for me, please do this for me. You know, please, you know. She wouldn't do it. Alliance, I ended up walking away without a girlfriend. And she didn't show back up to church. She showed up one time, and it was a few months later. She wouldn't talk to me, she wouldn't look at me, and rightfully so. Ya boy's an idiot. Wouldn't talk to me, wouldn't look at me, wanted nothing to do with me. Acted like she completely forgot who I was. And that was the last time I ever saw her. That one time, a few months later, and she hated me, and rightfully so. I remember being like, once you get her and you tell her yes, you'll be able to tell your best friend that, hey, I have a girlfriend. Never happened. So, moral of this story is, do not be an idiot like Marshall and be scared of talking to girls, because that's never the right answer. Don't ever be afraid to show someone your true feelings, if that's either a girl telling a guy that, you know, she likes him, or a guy telling a guy that he likes him, or a girl telling a girl, or a guy telling a girl that he likes her. You know, don't ever be afraid. Don't make the same mistake I did. And then don't even dig yourself even deeper into the hole by saying, I'll only go out with you if your best friend goes out with me. So make sure to really take what I've said and try to apply it to yourself. I passed up the opportunity of being able to have a girlfriend, and that opportunity did not come back to me for a year. I had to wait 1 year without absolutely any interaction with, you know, a girl who actually, you know, liked me back. And when I actually did, that's a story for another time. Hey, Alliance, let me know what you think about this Marshall Street telling stories. Sorry if the video dragged on a little long. It has been 19 minutes. Wow. Sorry about that. Let me know if there's any stories that you'd like to hear of mine. Say, Marshall, do you have a story about running from the cops? Or do you have a story, more stories about girls? Or anything you want to know. First time I became, you know, homeschooled. What it was like going to school for me. What it was like going back to school for me. You know, anything you want to know, really. Put down below in the comments and I will make a video on it. I promise you. I hope you enjoyed this story. I know I sure did. Getting this off my chest is really nice. I don't know how, but somehow if this girl is watching this video and she actually remembers who I am, I'm sorry for being an idiot. I was young, stupid, and mature. Hey, hit me up. If you're watching this, leave a comment and be like, hey, I was the girl in, who you were talking about. If you're not, don't catfish me because I'll fall for it. But, as always, make sure to punch that like button, hit that subscribe, leave a comment. Until we meet again.